Hey, how's it going? It's Walsh here, sick as always. Welcome to episode 30 of my Ruthless SSF run on the Settlers League. I am loving the Spectral Shield Throw Gladiator. It's really fun. It's relaxing to map with. You pretty much only press one button the entire time. The only time you ever use Enduring Cry is against like the map boss or something. I feel a little dirty playing it, but because the single target isn't very good, I feel a lot better about it. But if you're on the fence about playing Gladiator, highly recommend it. It's really fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you near the end. So I have ultimately decided I am not going to try Uber Elder and Maven with this character. I really want to beat it on a character that's not the most played Ascendancy on Ruthless. But I am okay with doing stuff like Elder and Shaper, because pretty much most builds can do these bosses. I mean, Shaper on Ruthless is a little difficult if you're a slow character, because it's almost impossible to avoid his slam without a movement skill, which of course you know by now I do not use Quickstep, it is against my rules. This character really does feel nice against pinnacle fights. The DPS isn't amazing for single target, but it's not like you're sitting there for 15 extra minutes or anything like that. My my map runners actually got me an eye jewel, which is fantastic. I'm gonna need those at some point. At some point this league, I'm gonna have to spec into. Wow, that was a good jewel. Too bad it died. I mean, to dust is okay. I could see playing skeletons maybe, but anyway, though, I will need a spec into Abyss at some point. I'm just not gonna do it right now. Still trying to go for a 6 link. This is probably the longest I've ever gone without getting a rare 6 link. But I've said this like in the last 8 videos, but I can't complain. We have the Lion's Eye vision, which is fantastic. I don't know. I feel like re-rolling a new character, and I'm probably going to. I mean, obviously, I'm going to re-roll a new character at some point, but I'm going to keep this character. This character is not going to be abandoned. I'm not going to stop playing this character or anything like that. But I do want another character in maps to switch between, because I'm kind of over Glacial Hammer. Glacial Hammer was a lot of fun, incredibly powerful character, but I've been playing it for like 3 weeks now, and I want another character to take its place. I do have a couple of claw builds in mind. I'm really excited to play a claw character. I can't remember the last time I ever did play one, so I am kind of excited to use a claw. I mean, I was going to try to use White Wind, but the only one I had, I turned to Dust because at that point I didn't think I'd ever use one. And of course, White Wind is a dagger and not a claw, so I don't know, man. I just want to use claws. I haven't used them in forever. Got a decent amulet here, nothing too crazy, and I got another unique map that I need, so we are at 113 out of 115. We are 2 away. So speaking of that, this might be the first Ruthless League I play the full 3 months of. I'm really thinking about it because honestly, this league mechanic is so fun, and we're already this far in the league, and I'm still having an amazing time. Hey, a Vermilion Ring, nice. I can't promise anything, obviously, because life is crazy. You never know what's going to happen. But as it stands right now, I fully intend on playing all 3 months. Anyway, I started crafting the Vermilion Ring, used a ton of currency on it, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, I'm gonna have to change it at some point, but for now, it's good enough. I have not fought this Delve boss in a very long time. I completely forgot the entire mechanics. The first run, I failed like an idiot. I did get him pretty close, though. The second run, I also failed, but that's because I tried doing a weird tactic. And the third time, we took him down. Once I learned, like, the biggest thing that was killing me is I couldn't figure out where the dot was coming from. But if you stand too close to those little, like, rock formations at the edge, they actually like emit a dot, which kills you very quickly. Aw, dang man. I mean, any res would have made me happy, but also like crit multi would have, or not crit multi, sorry, but it doesn't matter. The slam failed. It's okay. Got another Phoenix map, which we promptly ran into. This character is fantastic at killing Guardians. He's probably gonna be my designated Guardian killer for a while. Just being block cat pretty much is insane. Finally got a weapon upgrade, a runic hatchet, 23% damage over time multiplier. And of course, the runic hatchet itself has a implicit that gives a little bit of fizz damage. It's not a lot of damage, but we'll take it. Can we get 21? Of course not. Has every single gem of corrupted gone to 19? So sad. Alva, why do you do this to me? I got a wow, I haven't seen this map in forever. We got Doriani's Machinarium, which I completely forgot what this boss did, but he didn't kill us because, we're a gladiator. Got some nice boots. Level 25 Purity of Fire actually gives you +5 max fire res, which is fantastic. And we did a little Harbinger map. I don't know why I bothered doing it. I'm never going to be able to build a unique, but we did it anyway. Went for a fusing, and it was terrible, which, what do you expect? We got another double corruption and a ghost temple here. Alva has been very kind to me in the sense of like giving me these maps, but aw, she's been kind by showing up, and giving me double corrupts and stuff like that. But my God, the outcomes have not been good. The ghosts weren't too crazy either, but it's okay. Free uniques are free uniques. I always enjoy seeing them pop up. Had a little swap, and of course I'm gambling on a wand because I can dream. And another Piscatars. How many Piscatars have we gotten? Like 6 or 7 at this point? It's kind of disgusting. The boss gave me a perfect rolled rarity belt, which is fantastic. I might do some magic finding on this character, I'm not sure. I do plan on rolling another character, but that character is just to test something. I don't know how far I'm going to take it because I kind of want to like save up to get some crazy gear for it. But I do want to get it to map, see what it feels like, see how it plays and whatnot, because I want to try out the Svalin shield. We might never get this shield again, so I kind of want to just see what I could use it for. But at the moment, like I said, I'm going to reroll. Don't know how far I'm going to take it. I'm definitely going to reroll again. I just want to test out the character. Went and did some blight maps. The first one was terrible, and the second one was okay, not too crazy. I was going through the boxes, and a golden oil. Not even from Harvest, an actual natural golden oil, which is fantastic. The third blight map was trash. I got basically nothing. I got like 2 oils. Went and did an Elder, which dropped. I mean, he didn't drop an eye, but I'm not allowed to complain the entire league, so it's okay. All right, so here's my plan. I just switched off my gear. I'm not res capped anymore, but I do have 139 rarity. I'm gonna save up some gold. I'd like to get like, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours worth of gold. I'm gonna reroll another character. We are not abandoning the Gladiator, so don't worry. I'm gonna keep playing this character. Even though I do feel a little dirty playing it, I can't deny it is pretty fun to play, and it's not so bad because shield throw isn't really that strong. I mean, it is just because of my gear, I'm 6 linked and whatever. But realistically, my damage is not that great. My single target is whatever. But Gladiator is still overpowered. I would like to roll another character, mostly because I've been POBing it for a little while, and I don't know if it's going to work until I actually try it. But when you see me roll a new character, whether it's today or tomorrow, just don't worry. We are not abandoning the Gladiator. Anyway, I was doing some more farming, got a nice little ritual, and finally, after all these weeks, I finally got the Dark Marionette, and it's a perfect one. This is the first time I've seen it. Remember, I've been spec'd on Ritual for all of my trees, basically all league. Well, I mean, obviously not like the first week, the first week and a half, because I didn't have my Void Stones or whatever, but pretty much the entire league, I've been fully spec'd into Ritual on all my trees. Anyway, going for a double corrupt here, and it's dead. If either of these Kitavas would have hit, I was gonna reroll another character, but unfortunately they're dead, and so is the dream of playing that character. But it's okay. I mean, it's a skill I've played before, so it's whatever. You probably already know what the build is, but we're gonna say what it is because that's how I roll. Anyway, the map wasn't too crazy. We deleted our helmet. The ghost didn't drop anything. Luckily, we got a pirate, which dropped a power rune and a good chunk of gold, which is fantastic. I'm trying to keep the map runners running, but I do stop them every now and then. I made a god tier +2 scepter. Very happy about this. I immediately rerolled the second it was done. We are playing Lightning Tendrils of Eccentricity. Like I said earlier, I don't know how far I'm taking this character. I just wanted to test it out, see how like standing still with the channel skill feels with Svalin. I also wanted to test out the transfigured version of this gem, which the whole gimmick with this. So basically, it takes long. So if you ever played normal Lightning Tendrils, the way Tendrils works, every couple of charges you do a Mega Pulse, which always crits, which is really cool. This one, it takes twice as long to get to that Mega Pulse, but the Mega Pulse always crits just like normal, but also does 500% more damage, which is awesome. Now, granted, like you're gonna look at it at POB, you're gonna be like, "Holy cow, look at that damage." Don't trust that because you have to remember you don't do that every second. It's every like, depending on how fast your cast speed is, it's every like 1 second or a second and a half or whatever. It's kind of hard to tell exactly, and I don't know how like because you obviously get diminishing returns on cast speed and whatever, and there's definitely going to be thresholds for this skill. I don't know how much cast speed realistically you could put on to make a difference, because at some point, like you'll get more cast speed, and it's going to make such a tiny amount of difference, it's not going to be worth it. Just once, I just want to remind you one more time. I made this character to test a bunch of stuff. I don't know how far I'm going to take it. So far, it's really fun. We get to use Arctic Armor. We have Svalin. We have all kinds of cool ideas to use Cluster Jewels. What's probably going to happen with this guy is I'm going to level him up, get him to a certain point, roll another character, because I need to farm and craft a lot of Cluster Jewels. The dream is 1 large and 2 mediums, which it's going to take a long time. Anyway, we jumped immediately into tier 3s, and as you saw, we got the maps in 4 hours and 51 minutes. We only died 3 times. We jumped right into tier 3, and everything was just blowing up. I would also like to remind you that my Uber Lab basically doubles my damage, because right now I'm not doing anything with enemy resistance. I'm just straight up casting lightning tendrils. But once I do Uber Lab, every time I do that big pulse, not only will it crit and do 500% more damage, but I'll completely ignore all of their resistance because we are an Inquisitor. If you've ever played Lightning Tendrils in the past, you know that you do a lot of damage, but you die a lot. At least in Ruthless, because you have to stand still. If you stand still in Ruthless, you pretty much die. So that's why I'm hoping the Savalin Shield can fix that, because Lightning Tendrils is straight up my favorite ability in the entire game. It's just very difficult to get it working without movement skills, because ideally what you want to do is like, oh, first we got Double Corrupt. Please don't die, Boots. Please don't die. Okay, we got a sock. But anyway, like I was saying, the main thing you want to do is like channel, do damage, blink away, channel, do damage. But we can't do that. I got my Uber Lab done at level 74, so now we ignore all the enemy monster resistance, which is fantastic. I got some free quality on my gem. I did have a non-transfigured to transfigured, but unfortunately we got the wrong lightning tendrils, so pretty much dead. But hey, we got 10% quality. I can't complain. I did not know they changed infused channeling, so now it just straight up gives you damage reduction while channeling, which is fantastic, which makes this even better. So far, I'm loving it. This is fun. So I just want to talk for a second about my cluster jewel choices. So right now, for a while, I've been running this one for all the cast speed, which don't get me wrong, cast speed is pretty sick. I mean, I go from 8.7 to, let's see here. Yeah, 9.4. And it's pretty disgusting. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, look how fast that casts. But if I take it off, it's barely noticeable. So I don't know the math on it. I don't really POB that much. Like, I don't really look for the exact numbers or anything like that. But I kind of feel like there's a bunch of, like, thresholds and for the cast speed for this skill. And I kind of feel like I'm already at the highest point. I think the next breaking point is going to be, like, 10 or maybe even 11. I don't know, though. This is completely guessing. I have no idea. So what I'm going to do for now is switch back to this cluster jewel. Not only does it give me block chance, which is disgusting, it gives me more life regen, which is fantastic. And of course, block with the Savalin shield is fantastic. I am going to work on crafting another jewel, even though it's kind of like deleting my economy. Let's see. Unlucky. There's actually a notable that gives you, I think it's like 50% chance to avoid being stunned while channeling. That combined with this and this, yeah, that's like 90% chance to avoid being stunned. I don't know how that's really going to function, but yeah, I'm going to find out. I think after this league is over, I don't know if I'm going to mess with cluster jewels again. Maybe I will. Maybe what'll happen, I'll just be less picky with them. Because like right now, I'm looking for a very specific duo here, where a lot of these jewels are absolutely usable. So maybe that'll just be the difference. I won't be so picky. But the main dream for this character is to have 1 large and 2 mediums. I have an awesome idea for this character. It'll be stun immune, it'll have crazy block chance, and we'll have some leech, which granted, the leech isn't as important to me because, we're an Inquisitor. But anyway, this is just showing you what it looks like with that stun jewel. This monster has the stun effect, and as you can see, I don't get stunned at all. Fantastic. We're like 85 or 90% stun avoidance while channeling, which is freaking awesome. Having stun avoidance on lightning tendrils is basically DPS for us. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am level 76, 20% of the way to 77. We've played this character for about 8 hours, 45 minutes. I love this build. This, so far, even though it's still kind of weak, is by far my favorite version of lightning tendrils. This scepter is absolutely disgusting. You might be wondering why I changed my implicit from cast speed to spell damage. Well, the truth is my cast speed is insane. And I also forgot I have action speed on these boots. And let me tell you, I was casting so fast that my mana regen was not enough. Granted, my mana regen isn't crazy or anything like that. And I also have the mastery that makes me spend some life instead of just mana. But it doesn't do a whole lot, to be honest with you. But as you can see, my mana regen is 101. And if you look now, we're perfect. We're fine. Everything is okay. We can do this forever. I can just chill here and zap for a while. But when I had more cast speed, I could not. And if you look at the pulsing, You see how fast it's doing it? I know it's kind of hard to tell. Here, look. Whenever it goes to the air, like where my cursor is, that's when it's pulsing, basically. Except not always, because it's not like a static spot. But anyway, even having more cast speed, it like barely made a difference, if at all. I'm pretty much like at a threshold right now. I don't know how much more cast speed I would need to hit the next threshold, but I was at like 9.1 at one point, and it felt the exact same as 8.4. I mean, I'm sure there's a difference, but it wasn't noticeable. Anyway, talking too much about that. My block chance is pretty decent. Here's the goal, right? So here are my jewels right now. The main reason I'm using this one is Unwavering Focus, because Unwavering Focus combined with Practical Application is fantastic. Once I get 100% avoidance, which I'm not at yet, but once I'm at 100%, this build is going to feel amazing. The goal is to have one large one, and then have two mediums. Ideally, I mean, it's probably never going to happen, but hold on. All right, you see this node right here, Stoic Focus? That node right here, if we had two of those, my God. Like, just look at my block chance. If you added another 10 on that, so I'd be 41, 52, and we have Savalin, we'd be set, dude. And if we had stud avoidance, I don't know, man. This character looks awesome. I don't even think I would need to have two Unwavering Focus. Because, like, yeah, sure, I could unspec these two nodes, but I kind of want them because they give res. But at the same time, maybe I would at some point if I got better gear. Anyway, outside of that, I am using my Watcher's Eye, which is pretty cool. I would like to be able to fit Purity of Elements, but I mean, there's no way. I mean, you know what I was thinking, though? Here's what I'm thinking. What if we got rid of Skitterbots? I dropped LE Focus, because honestly, with my damage, I should be able to shock pretty decently. I would like this character to try to do like Uber Elder or something, or even just like fight, I don't know, Cyrus. I'm not saying he'd win, but it'd be pretty funny. I don't know, we'll see. Other than that, I also forgot I had the Light of Meaning, which gives me lightning damage, which is actually a huge chunk of damage. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. My health pool is pretty nice. The only downside is my energy shield gear is terrible. My gloves don't have ES. My helmet is terrible. I'm only wearing this because I have no energy shield anywhere else. My body armor is okay, but again, terrible ES, terrible bases. I really need to just craft some like way better gear, but it's really not a big deal. What I would like to do eventually is take Faith and Steel and then take the Mastery so that way I can have even more ES, the 100% increase armored ES if all your stuff is armor ES. But we're nowhere near that. I need to get both gloves and a helmet to actually get that going on. Anyway, outside of that, I have a ton of cluster jewels. We have we have okay amount of currency. I keep wasting currency. I've been trying to craft a claw cluster jewel. This one's okay, but it's still not good enough. I mean, the explosion's kind of cool, but I don't know. I don't really care about it that much. The next character I'm going to play probably doesn't care about that. Other than that, I'm probably going to play on this character for a little while longer and then roll my next build. I want to like, I don't know. This character right now is like my main project of the league. I want to see just how far I can take lightning tendrils, but to do that, I need better gear. Anyway, my voice is dying. I'm going to go farm on this character, probably re-roll a character tonight, and go from there. So, this is episode 30. We are no longer in the beginning of the league. We are officially in the middle of the league. My plan is to play the full 3 months at this point. I am loving the league. I love the variety of stuff I can do. The recombiners, the ships, all of it is fantastic. I mean, obviously, I can't promise everything. You never know what's going to happen in life. We broke 1,000 red maps done, which is pretty sick. I plan on playing at least 6 more characters. I mean, it's all going to depend on what happens. But I'm loving the league, and I have no intentions on stopping. The schedule might change a little bit. It might be every other day. It might not be. I'm not going to lock in anything, so it's all going to depend on how much stuff I get done over the weekend and during the week. But yeah, we're going to keep going. I am going to reroll today, and hopefully we can take Lightning Tendrils, I don't know, as far as it can go. I don't know if, like, I don't know. I think realistically, if you want to play Lightning Tendrils, the normal version is probably the best one, but I don't care. I want to see if I can make this work. Anyway, looking at my maps really quickly, we got a ton of maps. You know, we haven't worried about maps for quite a while. We can do any tier we want. I have one Cyrus fight saved up. We're almost at another Uber Elder fight. But again, I am not going to use the Shield Throw Gladiator. I actually want to beat like Uber Elder with like a non-strong, like I was going to say a non-meta build, but like just a weak build. I don't know why. It's just way more fun for me. We almost have another Shaper, one away from an Elder, and we're one away from an Uber at Zeri. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.